Now, plans for the government to divert 2 million patients from the NHS waitlist by the end of next year has been announced this morning. Dr Amir joins us. Good morning, Amir.
Morning.
Can you just explain this a bit easier to me, I think, Amir? GPs are being given an incentive, is that correct?
Yeah, morning. Kind of an incentive. It's not much of an incentive, if I'm being honest with you, Christine. Basically, it's a system called advice and guidance. So if we see a patient that may have complicated blood results, or we would have otherwise referred to hospital to see a consultant in the outpatients department, if we think, actually, is there a way for us to manage it here in primary care? Normally, I would just pick up a phone and speak to a consultant, but through this new system, I'd send an electronic advice and guidance referral to the consultant. They would read the patient's details that I put in and send me some advice, perhaps things like do these other blood tests, perhaps organise this medication for them or this scan for them. And then I would put that into place rather than refer them to see that consultant. The idea is it keeps them off those consultants' wait lists. And so people who do need to see the consultants get to see them. The incentive, Christine, is a whopping £20. It's not really worth it. The time it takes to organise all those test investigations and then follow that patient up takes up GP appointments, and there's a wait list there as well. So it's a balancing act. But you know what? If I'm getting advice from a specialist consultant for my patients, that's not necessarily a bad thing. The 20 quid I can take or leave.
OK, all right, then it is. It's just the joined up thinking thing again, isn't it? And that's what we're trying to get to. Right, Amir, let's talk hormones. We all know it can have a real impact on all of us just from day to day. You can sort of feel a bit, it's just not yourself. Everything around you everything's not being pieced together properly, and you can't put your finger on why. It can all be related back to hormones.
It certainly can. Hormones are so important to our health. They're our body's chemical messengers. They control so much in our body, from our gut health to our metabolism to how clear our skin is and how well our hair is growing as well. So they do a lot of things. And as long as they're balanced and in check, they work really well. If there's too much or too little of particular hormones, then they cause problems. Now, there's several hormones, lots of hormones in our body, but there's several ones that people are familiar with. The first one is cortisol. That's our stress hormone. Lots of people think that's a bad hormone. It's not a bad hormone. It's a good hormone as long as it's at the right levels. It helps us wake up in the morning. It manages our blood sugar levels. It manages our fight and flight response as well. But too much can cause problems with insulin and blood sugars. It can cause weight gain, and it can cause anxiety issues as well. The next one, melatonin, that helps us sleep. It puts our sleep pressure on. It tells us when it's dark and time to go to sleep. It's controlled through things like exposure to natural light, and how much kind of sleep we get through the night as well. It's really important. Thyroid, lots of us know this. The thyroid gland sits in our neck here, releases thyroxine. Underactive thyroids are really common. It slows our body just down and gives us lots of different symptoms, including dry skin, coarse hair, feeling tired all the time, constipation. Too much can make us feel as jittery as well. And then our reproductive and sex hormones, those are estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. They do things like control periods, breast development, testicular development. And of course, if they drop, particularly around the menopause, people get lots of symptoms there too.
OK, so how can hormones impact how we age?
Yeah, they certainly can. I saw a headline in a tabloid newspaper saying the menopause ages you by 10 years. The menopause is a natural part of aging. Yes, it can change your body composition, but it is part of aging. And for some women, the menopause is fine. They get through it okay. Other people really are debilitated by their symptoms and need support for that. Now, the menopause does change your body composition for lots of women. In the first 5 years of the menopause, your collagen, which is an important protein, levels, they drop by about 30%. That can cause wrinkles and fine lines, perhaps some sagging and some muscle loss as well. But estrogen is really protective for your bone health. So when you go through the menopause and your estrogen levels drop, you're at increased risk of osteoporosis and muscle loss as well. And it's really protective to your heart health as well. So after the menopause, there's an increased risk in women of things like heart attacks, strokes and high blood pressure. So we've got to be really careful at managing those things.
Well, that's exactly it. How do we go about it, and how do we sort of maybe prevent a lot of those hormonal imbalances?
Yeah, so the first thing, easy peasy, if you're going through the menopause and there's no reason you can't have it. HRT is a good idea to manage your symptoms of the menopause, whether it's hot flushes or anything that's related to the menopause, we can do it. And there's actually some evidence that, well, lots of evidence really, that the earlier you start the HRT, particularly in the first 10 years of the menopause or under the age of 60, you get additional benefits like protecting your heart and also reducing the risk of osteoporosis. And there's some evidence, more is needed, that it can help protect against Alzheimer's as well. The other thing is sleep and relaxation. That melatonin, cortisol levels of stress kind of hormones and sleep hormones, they are all affected by sleep and relaxation, and too much can cause problems. So try and relax where you can. And exercise is key. It can help with insulin production and insulin sensitivity. We don't want too much insulin floating around our bodies, particularly if we're eating a lot of sugar or refined food, because that can cause inflammation. So those three things are good ways of balancing your hormones.
It's so interesting. I mean, I'm guessing diet is obviously a key factor here as well.
It is. There's lots of things that we can include in our diet that help with our hormone, both balancing and production. Healthy fats, omega-3 fatty acids are really important for hormone production. So avocados, nuts, fatty fish, those kind of things. Anti-inflammatory foods will help with cortisol levels. So we're looking at things that are rich in magnesium, leafy greens, bananas, dark chocolates, that kind of thing. And high fiber food, always good. It helps with insulin sensitivity. So things like oats, again, nuts and seeds, dark green leafy vegetables, all really good. And tart cherries are really good for melatonin and sleep. So try and include some tart cherries in your diet, or tart cherry juice as well.
Oh my goodness, I did not know that. That is so interesting, Amir. It's a lot to think about, isn't it? It takes a bit of planning, but if you can get it right, you just can be a happier version of yourself, I suppose.
Yes.
This is interesting because there are exercises to test how well you are aging. Explain this.
There are. I'm gonna put you through your paces now, Christine.
Right.
So there's a test where we call it the ruler drop test, where you get a 30-centimeter ruler, make sure the 0 is at the bottom there, and get someone to drop it in front of your poised hand, and you have to catch it. They can't give you any warning. Like there, that's my friend Jackie, who's our queen receptionist. She dropped it. Don't give yourself any warning, and you have to catch it and see how far down. I got to 17 centimeters. Can you do better, Christine?
Right, okay, Katie, thank you very much. Right, here we go. Right, oh gosh, I'm all nervous now. Oh, don't drum roll it. Oh, that's terrible. Right. What's that?
That is.
Is that good?
How much? That's really good, Christine.
What
you
is
are
that?
much higher than average. It looks at about 4 or 5 centimeters.
Is that good?
Oh my God.
Yeah?
You put me to shame there, Christine. Your reflexes, you're like a cat. The next cat woman, I think.
Catwoman, that's me. I think it may have been luck, to be honest. Or Katie just, yeah, she was just very good at dropping it in a nice position for me. There you go. Has made my day. I could have gone horribly wrong.
The other test to do is arms across your chest and sit and stand up and down from a chair for 30 seconds. And if you're in your 50s, you should be able to get about 17 reps in 30 seconds. If you're younger, you want to do better than that. Really good way to check your flexibility and your muscle strength.
Okay, fantastic, Dr. Amir. You are the best. Thank you very much indeed.
You're the best Catwoman. I'm going to call you Catwoman now.
Meow.
Looking for more health and wellness content? There's plenty more right here on our channel. How about you check out this one?